Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are in Copperdale and we're building, right, okay, so they're not true townhouses per se. There's a lot of different terms that I'm trying to familiarize myself with, but these are not connected living spaces. So they're not technically townhouses. It's not a duplex. It's definitely not an apartment. It's not a row house. There are so many terms. I don't know which one to use here, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to build two separate residential spaces on one lot in preparation for the brand new expansion pack, The Sims 4 For Rent, which is honestly kind of an odd title in my opinion. It just doesn't roll off the tongue very well, but I'm so excited about this pack, you guys. I think it looks so freaking good. We have only had a teaser trailer thus far, but I'm sure we can anticipate a live stream and maybe a gameplay trailer, all that fun stuff. And I think it's coming out in December. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. I'm sure someone will put it down in the comments below, but it is coming out around like the holiday season. And I can't wait. The new world, at least from what we've seen, looks really pretty. I think it's called Tomarang, something like that. I could be mispronouncing it. I don't think I've heard it pronounced yet, but it looks beautiful. I can't wait to learn more. I think it's going to be so exciting. And one of the primary features of this new pack is the ability to create separate residential spaces on one single lot. You could have a apartment building basically, and you can assign, that's what I'm assuming, is you can assign different residential spaces. I think the teaser that The Sims put out showed up to 6 units. And those units, each one could, just in theory, house up to 8 Sims. You could have a lot of Sims on one lot, and you can act as a landlord, basically. It's going to provide, I think, so much gameplay, and it's giving us things that I think as a collective community, we've been asking for a really long time. So I can't wait. But I also wanted to say, because I haven't been able to say this in a voiceover yet, I wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you. Because number one, I haven't done it in a very long time. I haven't done it in a long time. And without you guys, this would not be as much fun making YouTube videos and sharing my builds and everything. I get so inspired by all of you and your ideas. And I just like sharing things that I'm proud of and that make me happy with other people who also enjoy them. And if it weren't for all of you, and I'll say this little community, I always feel weird saying that because it's not a community that I've created, right? Like we're all in the Sims community and I'm just grateful to be a part of it with all of you. But anyway, because of all of you, I was actually accepted into the EA Creator Network. And that is something that I was hoping to do from the second I started my YouTube channel. I've talked about this maybe very briefly before, but I started YouTube really just to kind of share my builds and get better and talk with people who enjoyed The Sims as much as I did. And when I learned about the EA Creator Network, I was like, you know what? Maybe that could be a goal of mine. I don't know. It's kind of odd. Like I don't like setting goals when it comes to YouTube because I really just do this because I enjoy it. But the EA Creator Network was something that I always had an interest in. And when I first learned about it, I was like, you know what? I really want to apply one day. And when the applications opened up, I think over a year ago, I did apply. I didn't have my hopes up. My application was pending for maybe a year and a half. Again, I don't remember exactly when the applications opened up again. And I was pretty much okay with not knowing. like it was fine. I wasn't necessarily expecting to get in. And it was maybe last week at this point of me recording this voiceover that I got the email that I was accepted. And I was really excited. I think it's really cool. And I just wanted to thank you all because without you watching my videos and engaging with me, it wouldn't have happened. So thanks. Anyway, I talked through the entire exterior because I just wanted to get that out of the way. It's really awkward for me to like acknowledge, I guess you can call it an achievement. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. So I'm just going to skip over it now. And we are working on the interior. So what I did is I created 2 buildings, as you saw, that are completely identical. One just mirrors the other. And I did that with the floor plan as well. But what I did is I fully furnished one of these units, the one we're working on right now. And then in the other, I put the floorings, the wallpapers, and the necessary appliances that you may find in a starter home. So you've got the kitchen counters, you've got the fridge, sink, all that stuff. And then you also have, I think there's only one full bathroom in each of these units anyway. Yeah, it's only one full bathroom. So you've got the toilet, the shower tub combo, the sink, and all that stuff in the bathroom. So that means because I did this for a reason. I think it was Sim Guru Nova on Twitter. She had been talking about how like builders go ahead and prep. Like it's going to be so easy to make this a multi-residential lot. I don't remember the exact name of this new lot type, but it's going to be so easy to convert existing lots into that lot type and play around with it. So I was like, you know what? That's what we're doing this week. We're going to do it. We're going to kind of prep a lot to be able to play with this new pack. And that's what I ended up doing. So I made the other one, I'll say functional, but you know what you could do as well? And I'm wondering how this is going to work. If there's going to be any kind of overlap. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. If you have Discover University, you also have the roommate system. What you could technically do is lock the doors accordingly, and you could have a roommate technically live over in the other unit if you wanted to. The only downfall, and I wonder if they're going to kind of split this up, I'm assuming they are, if you have multiple units on a single lot, is the bills will kind of be adjusted depending on maybe the size of the unit that a particular sim is renting. Do you know what I mean? So technically right now, if you were to use the roommate system, I think you get money. You think you get simoleons from your roommate living with you, but I don't think it really balances out with perhaps the bills when you're looking at a lot like this and how much space it covers. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's kind of where my thought process is going. Anyway, this is the kitchen. I love the kitchen. I use kind of like pinks and reds throughout the kitchen, and I really did enjoy it. It was soft. It was nice. It seemed like, in my head, odd enough, a transition from fall to winter. I don't know how. I don't know how that translates. Don't ask me. I don't know how my brain works sometimes. But now the living space is probably, I'm not going to say my least favorite space. I like it very much, but I knew it was going to be awkward to set up. I didn't really know how I was going to lay this out. And I also failed to mention that this exact exterior and interior structure was something that I've built in Copperdale before. But months ago, if you've been around for a while, you may or may not have heard me talk about a bunch of lost footage because I accidentally deleted my footage folder, which was my nightmare. And I lost an entire build in Copperdale that I thought was so cute. I built it downtown, but it literally was this. So I took a few screenshots of it and I kind of rebuilt it here. And then of course made a duplicate, a mirror one right on the same lot as well. So I have built this before in a weird way. And even when I built it then, this living space had a very odd layout because of where all the archways are and the back door and everything. But I think it worked out okay. The living space is a little bit tight, and perhaps if you wanted it to look a little bit less cluttered and congested, you could get rid of the coffee table. I was about to say dining table, but the coffee table, because it is big. Our coffee tables are huge in The Sims 4, like other items in The Sims that we always talk about. But it made it a little bit crowded, so I think on second thought, I'd probably ditch it and just not have one. But it is functional, so you don't necessarily have to worry about it. It doesn't like block your Sim's ability to sit anywhere. But if you want to ditch it, that would probably be my recommendation. It would make it feel a little bit more open. And over here, I did add some floating shelves, which I don't do super often. It felt like a long time since I had done floating shelves, but I clutter them up ever so slightly. There's a smaller TV here, which I really enjoyed. I always give my Sims like these super big flat screen TVs, and every now and then I like giving them a smaller one because I just think it's maybe more realistic. And I did put a toy box here, as well as that little kind of fox-looking toy wicker thing in the corner, but I end up making a teen room or like a preteen room, so I do ditch those things. I think I put a side table here where the toy chest is instead, but that was just because I was going into this build and I didn't really know the family dynamic I was going to go for. When I built this, I'll say originally I did have 2 parents and a child, but I ended up going for a teen room, and I don't know why. I think I just was gravitating towards certain decorations, and that's just how it ended up. Now, there is also a standing piano here in the entryway, because the entryway is pretty big, and then I also have a console table and some other decorations, and I do clutter on top of the piano as well, which this might sound weird, but ever since we got the standing piano, that has become one of my favorite things to do. I don't know why. It just seems homey and warm and lived in and like sentimental. It makes me sentimental. I don't know why. I didn't have a standing piano with decorations on top of it that like holds a certain memory. I just really like it. It just seems it just seems like the heart of the home to me. A lot of people say that about like kitchens or the dining spaces and stuff like that, but that's kind of how I see standing pianos. Is that weird? Does that make any sense to anybody except me? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I did decorate it a little bit. There's a ton of candles throughout this build too. I also heard, because I did add railings to the staircase, it doesn't look it because there's an active glitch, but I think that is being fixed or was just fixed. I don't know. I saw it floating around on Twitter that like, oh my gosh, that bug or that glitch is going to be fixed. And I can't freaking wait because I hate that bug. That bug has been bothering me so much when I've been building lately. Basically what it is if there's any wall piece on that side of a staircase, it'll just glitch out the railing. You'll see the end post, but you won't actually see the railing going up the steps. So it looks like your Sims could just like fall off the stairs. Not great. Don't want. I am hyped up right now. I had my coffee. I'm feeling good. And that's really odd to say. I'm doing this voiceover on a Monday and I don't know where this energy is coming from. But here is the one and only bathroom. It is very plainly decorated. Nothing fancy here. Just added a few different clutter pieces to make it look lived in. Yes. And one of my favorite things to do is adding like piles of toilet paper on top of the toilet. I don't store my toilet paper there, but I don't know. I just like it. And then upstairs there are 2 bedrooms, and the first bedroom we work on is the primary bedroom. It is just very simple. To me, it's very cozy. We've got a lot of like warm, calming tones in here, but I did use a few things with like darker wood tones. And if you see, you probably just saw that flashing. I don't know if this is just me. I don't know if there's like a mod that's causing a problem or if it's something with my monitors, because it could be, to be fair. But when I use the eyedropper tool to copy over an object, it would literally freeze unless I clicked off of the game and then clicked back on it. I don't know why. It's happened before, like months and months ago. I want to say that it's a game related thing, but I really can't narrow it down to that. So I don't know if anybody else experiences that. Drop a comment because I would be very curious. But the primary bedroom is pretty much decorated. I just add some clutter on top of the dresser here and just a few little knickknacks, some shoes underneath the wardrobe, which I really enjoy doing. And then we end up moving on to the teen room. And I have been making a lot of teen rooms lately. I haven't had inspiration for like toddler rooms or kid rooms. I've just been making a lot of teen rooms. And maybe it's because to me, teens have a lot more personality, or at least they're coming into their own. Do you know what I mean? But I ended up picking these curtains from Eco Lifestyle and just saying to myself, I want to create a color scheme surrounding these curtains. They're fun. I don't use them a lot. Let's do it. So I ended up making a teen room and I really liked how it came out. I don't know if it is for any particular teen with like certain interests per se. Like they have a computer, like a small streaming setup. Maybe they like sports. I think they like movies. I mean, teens like a lot of things, you know, they don't have like one particular interest. Same with kids, but I wasn't necessarily thinking really deeply into their interests or personalities when I decorated this space. I just wanted it to be fun. How else do I articulate this? I don't know. I really don't know. But I also struggled to lay things out too. There was so much wall space that I felt like I had to cover. But there are certain things that I always want in teen rooms. Like I want them to have their own desk. I want a dresser. And I want maybe a few skill building items because, you know, teens usually have a handful of interests, not just a singular one. And I also want clutter. I don't know. Teens are typically messy. Maybe that's an overgeneralization, but in my experience, teens have always been very messy. Teens meaning me. I'm teens. I was a messy teen. I was a little bit disorganized. But anyway, I am just dragging out a bunch of things to cover up this desk and try to figure out exactly how I was going to decorate things by grabbing these little organizers from Dream Home Decorator. They aren't functional, they are just decorative, but I love tossing things on top of them, like this lava lamp. Let me just tell you, I had a lava lamp, I'll say growing up. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but it was purple. And I thought that was the coolest thing on the face of the planet. I loved my lava lamp. I had it for years. And I always forget that we have those lava lamps from Strangerville. Yeah, from the Strangerville game pack. I don't know why. I think they're from Strangerville. Are they from Strangerville? We're just going to go with yes, because I can't remember. And if you have Strangerville, you can just check in the game. But the Steen also has a TV and a gaming console here. And I just add a few more posters. I hang like a robe on the wall, just trying to cover up every inch of space as I typically do, especially in kid and teen rooms, because I just think it is very authentic. I had an entire wall covered in posters. My mom was very mad about all the holes, but my personality just shone through. I also added a wardrobe here in this very teeny tiny hallway. I always think of it as like a linen closet. And then we move on to the backyard. Now, again, I don't decorate the other backyard. I just decorate this one. And there's only a few activities. I think we've got some gardening pots. There's a grill and an outside dining table. I add like a bike. And then I think there is a game table that I put on the porch. And I also add some decorative flowers and some folding chairs up on the front porch as well, just to give it a little bit more personality. But that is pretty much it for the build. I hope you all enjoyed this one. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the new expansion down below. And I will catch you next time I post a video. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Another rainy afternoon, I don't know what I'm to do. I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house, I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday morning.